Nurses, a quick question here. Blank carry messages from one nerve cell across a space to the next nerve. Muscle or gland cell? The answer? Neurotransmitters. On this video, we are going to talk about your major neurotransmitters. This is going to be highly educational. Hi everyone, welcome back to NurseBrain. My name is Neil Bryan Galve, and for today, I am going to provide a lecture material for you regarding your neurotransmitter. This is another entry in our anatomy and physiology. Please do watch some of the videos I created regarding your anatomy and physiology, and I promise that on the upcoming uploads we're going to be adding more contents and educational materials for you. So without further ado, let's jump into it. On these lectures, we're going to have definition of terms, and we're going to answer how do neurotransmitters work. And lastly, we're going to discuss your major neurotransmitters. What are neurotransmitters? Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that your body can function without. Their job is to carry chemical signals or messages from one neuron or nerve cell to the next target cell. The next target cell can be another nerve cell or a muscle cell or a gland. Your body has a vast network of nerves, collectively known as your nervous system, that send and receive electrical signals from one nerve cells and their target cells all over your body. Your nervous system controls everything from your mind to your muscles, as well as organ functions. In other words, nerves are involved in everything you do, think, and feel. Your nerve cells send and receive information from all body sources. This constant feedback is essential to your body's optimal function. How do neurotransmitters work? You have billions of nerve cells in your body. Nerve cells are generally made up of three parts: a cell body. The cell body is vital to producing neurotransmitters and maintaining the function of the nerve cell. An axon. The axon carries electrical signals along the nerve cell to the axon terminal. An axon terminal. This is where the electrical messages is changed to a chemical signal using neurotransmitters to communicate with the next group of nerve cells, muscle cells, or organs. Neurotransmitters located in a part of a neuron called the axon terminal. They are stored within thin wall sacs called synaptic vesicles. Each vesicle can contain thousands of neurotransmitter molecules. As a message or signal travels along a nerve cell, the electrical charge of the signal causes the vesicles of neurotransmitters to fuse with the nerve cell membrane at the very edge of the cell. The neurotransmitters, which now carry the messages, are then released from the axon terminal into a fluid-filled space that's between one nerve cell and the next target cell, or another nerve cell, muscle, or cell or gland. Nurses, after binding the neurotransmitter, then triggers a change or action in the target cell, like an electrical signal in another nerve cell, a muscle contraction, or the release of hormones from a cell in a gland. Now, what are the body's major neurotransmitters? We have acetylcholine. Psychological effects and functions of acetylcholine includes muscular stimulation. Acetylcholine signals muscles to become active, including the muscles of the gastrointestinal system. It controls the sleep and wakefulness cycle of a person. It has a part of scheduling the rapid eye movement, or what we call the REM, sleep or dream. We have norepinephrine. Now, this is the most predominant neurotransmitter in the nervous system. This neurotransmitter is also known as noradrenaline and is located primarily in the brainstem and sympathetic nervous system. The mechanism of action of norepinephrine is excitatory and plays a role in the following: attention, memory and learning, sleep and wakefulness, mood regulation. The presence of norepinephrine places the nervous system into certain alertness, and it increases a person's heart rate and blood pressure. Excessive amounts of norepinephrine have been strongly linked with several anxiety disorders. However, deficits of these chemicals contribute to memory loss, social withdrawal, and depression. Next, we have dopamine. Dopamine is located primarily in the brainstem. It is synthesized from the tyrosine, which is the dietary amino acid. This neurotransmitter is involved in the control of the following: 1. Complex movement. 2. Motivation, cognition, Regulation of emotional responses. Excessive amounts of dopamine in the frontal lobes of the brain have been strongly linked to the occurrence of the severe mental illness called schizophrenia. Thus, antipsychotic medications work by blocking the dopaminergic receptors and reduce dopamine activity. On the other hand, insufficient levels of dopamine in the motor areas of the brain can contribute to the aggravation of the clinical manifestations of Parkinson's disease. Gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA. GABA is the major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain. Now, the main function of this neurotransmitter is to modulate other neurotransmitter systems rather than provide a direct stimulus. GABA, released and transported to act like a car brake to the excitatory actions of other neurotransmitters. Medications that increase the levels of GABA in the body are used to treat anxiety and induce sleep. Scant amount of this chemical is contributing factor to development of anxiety disorders. Glutamate. This neurotransmitter is an excitatory amino acid and plays an important part in regards to memory. If glutamate levels are too high, major neurotoxic effects will be noted. Glutamate is toxic to neurons that elevated levels in its excess will kill the helpful nerve cells. This chemical has been implicated in the brain damage caused by the following conditions: stroke, hypoglycemia, sustained hypoxia or ischemia, some degenerative diseases such as Huntington's, chorea, or Alzheimer's disease. Serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter only found in the brain and plays a very important role in a range of various brain functions. It is derived from dietary amino acid, tryptophan. Serotonin has been found to be strongly involved in the emotion and mood of a person. The mechanism of action of serotonin is mostly inhibitory and has been linked with a wide variety of function, which includes the following: controlled food intake. Insufficient levels of serotonin leads to an increased appetite for carbohydrates and starchy foods. Regulation of sleep and wakefulness cycle. Scarce amount of serotonin in the body may lead to trouble sleeping. Temperature regulation, pain control, sexual behaviors, regulations of emotions and mood. Low levels of serotonin have a role in development of depression, problems in controlling anger, obsessive compulsive disorders, and suicide. Depressed people who are taking antidepressants manage the condition by preventing the reuptake of serotonin or inhibiting the scoring actions of the neurons to access serotonin. If you like this content, please see related videos. Till next time, once again, this is NurseBrain, inspiring greatness one lesson at a time.